So one of the problems I've been encountering so far is if I forget to bind a class here that should be bound, Guice will automatically instantiate that class anyway, and it'll instantiate a new version of that class every time it's requested. For example, if you have a couple different systems that are injecting engine, uh, there'll be a fresh instance of engine instantiated and injected to each of those places. So we could and should just bind engine here, but it's bound to happen with other things too if we're not careful. So there's a couple ways you can tweak the way this module works and to make it more strict. And if you look at binder.require, there's explicit bindings, @inject on constructors, and exact binding annotations. And explicit bindings is a little bit overkill. It requires that everything you inject ever is mentioned in this class somewhere. I don't want to go that far, but I do want to ensure that Guice doesn't go ahead and create like things like engine, just random sort of third-party classes whenever it needs them. So what you can do is you can say require @inject on constructors, and this means Guice will not try to construct anything that doesn't have the @inject annotation on the constructor. So let's see what happens when we just add this option. Okay, so there's one error, and the physics synchronization system needs this annotation. So it's a little bit of a pain, but it's worth it, I think. So you just say inject constructor, and then you use either annotation. And then let's make sure the other ones have it too. So rendering system is good. Physics debug system is good. Let's give it another shot. And that was all we needed. There's one other one that's handy. It just makes things more strict. I don't know if I need it exactly. Require exact binding annotations. This it can substitute bindings with different annotations sometimes, and that just seems confusing. So I also like to leave this setting on. And so as you can see, still works. So besides that, the point of this was to avoid the case where it creates a new engine on the fly, which it'll error out eventually when that happens. So I'm going to go ahead and create a world binding here. Sorry, not a world binding, an engine binding. And we can just say return my GDX game.engine. And later on we can consider just moving the engine into this class instead of referring to it off another class. Okay, well, that's it. We're all good to go to inject engine.